guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another fun Halloween look for you guys. I actually wanted to do the melting face, like what Desi Perkins has done and Nicole Guerrero, because I have been so obsessed with their looks. But I decided I wanted to do something a little different. So I was looking around Pinterest and I found this look, and now this is my inspiration. So this is the look I'm going for today. I'm not going to do any of the neck stuff. I just really want to do the eyes. I will leave the artist, her name. I'll have it linked somewhere on the screen for you guys so you can go ahead and check out her tutorial. I actually did find that she did a tutorial on this look. She actually used shadows as well as some paints, and I don't have any paints. I just mainly have shadows and eyeliner colors and things like that. So I'm going to do my own spin on it. I love her tutorial. I watched it like a million times because I just think this is just such a gorgeous makeup look. But I will link her tutorial for you guys on the screen if you guys are interested in checking her tutorial out. But for me, I don't have all of the crazy paint colors and things that a lot of the other YouTubers have. For me, I just have shadows and so on and so forth. So I want to recreate this look with all that I have right now so you guys can create it for yourself as well if you are interested for Halloween. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and do my face makeup off camera to save time, and then I'll come back and let you guys know all the products that I use. So here we go. Alright guys, so as you can see, I did my face off camera. I'm going to really quickly give you guys the lowdown on what I used on my face, and then we'll get into doing the makeup. So for face, I went in first with my primer. This is the BECCA Backlight Priming Filter. I went ahead and applied this all over the face. For foundation, I went in with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This is in the shade 123, which equals Y365. I applied it all over the face and blended it out with my Morphe Beauty Sponge. For concealer, I went in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in the shade Creamy Beige. I went with more of a skin tone kind of color. I love using this as a highlight for everybody, but for me, you know, guys know me, I like more of a light highlight, so I want to go in with something like this just to kind of keep everything one color. I didn't want to do too much of a highlight for this look because you really won't see it later on, so I did go with that concealer. For powder, as always, I use my Laura Mercier translucent powder to go ahead and set everything. As you can see, I didn't do my brows. I also tried to mute them out a little bit with my foundation, and then I added a little bit of a bronze with my Kat Von D Shade Light Contour palette, and I used those two shades, and I did a little bit of a bronze on my face. So those are the only products that I used. I did very, very minimal makeup on the face, so now we're going to go ahead and do the eyes. Alright guys, so I also went ahead and primed my eyes while I went ahead and did my face. So first we're going to go in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. This is a white pencil. If you have white face paint, of course you can go ahead and use that. For me, like I said in the beginning, I don't have much face paint or anything, so I am just using what I have. So going in with the Milk Jumbo Pencil, I'm going to put that all over my lid as well as on the brow to kind of conceal my brow. For today, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Electric Palette. I'm going to be using a bunch of palettes and a bunch of colors, so any colors that you have that are similar are going to look exactly the same as what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm using so many different colors and so many different palettes, but for the most part, I'm using really bright colors and colors that would really complement this kind of a look. So I'll go ahead with that shade Chaos, and I'm going to go ahead and put that all over the inner half of my lid, and then going in and putting Milk all over my other eye as well, using my finger just to blend it out and smooth it out again, and then going back in with Chaos and just putting it pretty much exactly where I put on the other eye. After I put the blue down, the next color I'm going to go in with is a bright pink. I'm also using this brush that came with the Urban Decay Electric Palette. Any brush that you have will do, but this is pretty much the same brush that I used throughout this whole tutorial. And just putting the rest of that pink on my lid as well as blending that up, and then going in with the green, I'm going to go ahead and change it up on the other side. Pretty much when it comes to doing this look, of course, you can do both sides similar, but at the same time, I feel like it looks even cooler when you kind of mess it up a little bit, when you do two different colors on two different eyes and so on and so forth, if you guys know what I mean. So just taking a more of a yellowy, orangey, bright kind of color, I'm going to go ahead and just close up the eyes by doing that, and then also filling in the brows with the pink, and then I'm going to go into the other side and fill in the brows with more of a blue color. So now, as you can see, all the milk shade is covered up. Now to do my winged liner, I'm going in first to do this before I go ahead and continue with the other shadows and other colors. I'm using my liquid liner. This is the Line Ace in the shade Legend by Sigma. I really do love this liquid liner. You guys know me, I'm more of a gel liner person, but this is a really good liquid liner. I feel like it's really black black, really opaque, and it does stay on all day. So just creating a wing like I normally do and just really kind of emphasizing that wing on the eye. And then both wings are done. So I'm going to go back in with my brush with no additional product on it. And I'm just going to try to go ahead and blend the colors together. Of course, they're very intense colors, so they're not going to be as blended as a normal eyeshadow look, but just make sure that they're blended into each other a little bit more so it just looks really nice and blended. You guys know, all of us as makeup artists, you just got to blend all the time. Going back in with Milk, I'm going to go ahead and now start to apply this all onto the upper like the forehead area above my brow, going around the eye, going around the brow, as well as going upwards, kind of in a triangular motion, and then bringing it down to the sides of my temple, as you guys will see me do in a second. Going in with another palette, this is the Morphe Brushes 35S palette, and as you can tell, it has so many really beautiful, vibrant shades. So I'm going to go in with this really nice light blue and just dabbing it onto that white. The white is going to, of course, bring vibrancy and just pop those colors even more. So that's another reason why you want to go ahead and do a white base. And then these colors are going to go ahead and set the white because it is a cream, so you just want to go ahead with powders and set everything. Again, so as you see me going in with the light blue, I'm just going to go ahead and put it all onto the other side. Like I said, it really doesn't matter what colors you use and doesn't matter in what order you use them, because I feel like it looks so much cooler if you do the shadows in all different areas. So don't do the same pink in the same area as on the other side. You know, switch it up a little bit, do something different on either side, and I think the whole look will really come together. So I'm just really using bright colors, as in bright blues and light blues, as well as colors like pink and light purples. Like I felt like right now, I remember I looked at myself and I'm like, okay, am I starting to look like an Easter egg or am I starting to look like a really colorful person? But don't stop, just keep going, just keep adding all those colors. You want to go in with some vibrant oranges. I actually went in with a Makeup Geek shadow right there. I believe it's in the shade Poppy. So just honestly, any bright colors that you have, any soft colors that you have, anything that is very colorful will do for this look. So now, as you see me doing here, I'm actually going to start to bring the white down. But what happened was I needed to go ahead and sharpen my Milk pencil. And when you do that, you want to go ahead and put it in the freezer. So I actually stopped, put it in the freezer. Now I'm just going to go ahead really quickly and blend some of the shadows together. You don't want to blend too much because you don't want to take away a lot of the pigment, but just blending them together just a little bit so that they do blend a little bit better together so it doesn't look so crazy. And after you blend them together, then I decided to go ahead and put on my false lashes, going in with my mascara. I'm just applying a coat of that. And then for falsies today, I'm going to be using these ones that I customized. They are the Ardell Wispies with the House of Lashes Bambi lashes combined. I just wanted to make sure I had a really nice dramatic lash for these lashes because I didn't want to have anything wispy because they would just be completely lost in this look. So just going in with a really nice dramatic lash, and there you go. After that, I'm going in now back with my Jumbo Milk pencil because I did sharpen it, and now I'm going to go ahead and pretty much do the same thing that I did on my forehead, doing it right below my eye, going in more of a triangle motion and then wrapping it around my temple. Then I want to go ahead and separate some of the colors on the top and add a little bit more white. So going in with my Milk pencil again, just adding a couple dots of white. I'll later go in and set them with white shadow, but just wanted to go ahead and just separate the colors a little bit more. Then I'm going to go ahead back to the bottom of my eyes and press in the Milk, and then going in and starting to add shadows again. Again, just going in with really bright colors, pinks, purples, blues, and just putting them all over. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that same Morphe 35S palette. I'm taking the white shade that's in it, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and set the white dots that I put on the forehead, as well as set a section of white that I left underneath my eyes. I just felt like the white really kind of blended the shadows in together, and I just felt like it just needed to be there just so that the whole look wasn't just so colorful. I just felt like it would look good to break up some of the color with some white. So now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of texture. Now, like I said, the original girl used paints and everything like that. I'm going to go ahead and use eyeliners and concealers. So I'm using a bunch of eyeliner brushes. I'll leave them all linked down below for you guys. I'm using a bunch from Anastasia, Sigma, Laura Mercier, BECCA, everything. First, going in with the Anastasia liner. This is in the shade Ocean. I'm going to go in with my Sigma eyeliner brush, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this onto the face. Now, this liner in particular is very hard to blend out because it is a thicker consistency. It's not as creamy. So this one, I'm just going to go ahead and just dot all over just to kind of add a little bit of texture and just add a little bit of pop of color here and there using this one. So just dotting this all over the face. Honestly, just put it wherever you want. There's no real science behind it. Just put color wherever. You can dot it. You can kind of streak it. I would prefer to streak it more than dot it so you don't look like a big dot mess. You know what I mean? Now I'm going in with the BECCA concealer, and this is in the shade Violet. These are their correcting concealers that I've had. They actually sent them to me a while ago. And in this case, these concealers are very, very creamy. So this is where I was going to bring a lot of texture because I can really honestly put dabs of this concealer and it's going to really pop on the face. So I'm just applying it all over, again dotting and just putting it in different places. Then I'm going to go in with the BECCA Cosmetics concealer, and this is in the shade Pistachio. So I'm just going to go in with a bunch of different colors, going in with greens and light blues. I'm going in with the purple, as you guys saw me doing there, and I'm just adding streaks. I'm just changing it up a little bit so it's not all the same, and just putting it all over on either side, as you guys see me doing here, again using the same eyeliner brush that I've been using the whole time. Now I'm going in with this Laura Mercier gel liner, and this is in the shade Indigo. Now this is a darker shade, so now it's really going to pop on the eyes because we have such bright colors and bright things going on that adding a dark color like that is just really going to change this look. So again, just putting this all over the place, dabbing it as well as swiping it all over the face in different sections. Just be creative. You don't need to make it absolutely perfect. I feel like that's the thing with this look. It doesn't need to be perfect. Going in with the BECCA concealer, this is in the shade Papaya, which is a red. I'm just adding a little bit of this. I didn't want to add too much red because I didn't want it to be mistaken for blood or anything like that. Just adding a little bit of that onto the face, and woo, it is popping. I love it. Next, I'm going in with the Laura Mercier gel liner in the shade Envy, which is a dark green. Again, being that it's a really dark color, it's going to make this whole look even pop so much more. And I'm going to put it again all over like I've been saying this whole time. And then last but not least, going in Maybelline gel liner. I'm going to go ahead and put this under the eyes. Now, in the picture, she had really dark under eyes, and then it dripped down her face. But I just wanted to go ahead and apply this right under the eyes. I didn't want to do the drip or anything like that. I love the way it looked on her, but for me, I just wanted to apply it right under the eyes. This step is completely optional. I feel like you don't need to do this with a look if you don't want to, but if you do, it's really fun, it's really different, and it's Halloween. Just applying this right under the eyes, kind of in a circle. I winged it out on the other end, doing a double wing, and then I'm applying this right into my waterline to make everything one color, and then going in with a black. Any black that you have will do. I'm going to take my same brush that I've been using this whole time, and I'm going to go ahead and set that gel liner so everything is set and it will not crease. So again, doing it on the same eye, and then after I do the eyes, I'm actually going to go in with my Maybelline gel liner as well and apply it on to my face. Just a couple dabs here and there, again with a dark color, just really making this whole look pop. And after that, your look is complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was so much fun. It was so different, and I really loved the way that it turned out. If you guys recreate it, please make sure you tag me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram handle down below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you subscribe and like my video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.